Good morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Bakersfield. Good morning. I am Ann Canette. Woo! Okay, here at CSL Bakersfield, we embrace wisdom teachings from all of human history. Our vision, we are a spirit-centered, vision-led, consciousness-driven, inclusive spiritual community here to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And our mission is to create a sacred place for spiritual practice and to foster our beloved community. And this community and this service is provided, a lot of it, by volunteers, so we like to thank all of our volunteers. And now Ken Bales is coming. I almost said Reverend Ken Bales.
Woo! Good morning, CSL Bakersfield. If you have your cell phone with you and you're listening to the Arsenal game, stop it. No, that's just for me. You can turn your phone off right now, please. And today after service and fellowship, please join us for Community Circle, where we talk about how we're fitting our lives into our spiritual practice. Also, a quick note about fellowship. We are moving to potluck every Sunday. So if you want to be involved in that, you can connect with Marnie Rader, and she's organizing that for us. Thank you, Marnie. Next week after service and fellowship, stick around for Dream Circle. And remember that vegan potluck is every Thursday this month at 6 p.m. here at the center. And I think we've got an exciting new workshop coming up at the end of the month with Anjali Tierra. I think that's going to be on May 31st. So keep your ears and eyes peeled for that. And check out our website for all the details on everything going on here. That's Center for Spiritual Living Bakersfield.com. Center for Spiritual Living Bakersfield.com. Pretty long name. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, our congregational music today, we have Dan Sharman.
All right, good morning. We're going to be doing Blessed Always. I invite everyone to stand up and sing this along with me.
Time for our prayer and reading comes from our practitioner, Liz Martinez.
Good morning. And bless you all, you mothers. This is your day and very special. Yes. The reading today is from the Science of Mind magazine, and it's called Welcome Home. The ache for home lives in all of us, the safe place where we can go as we are and not to be questioned. Maya Angelou. The original life is infinite. It is good. It is filled with peace. It is of the essence of purity. It is the ultimate of intelligence. It is power. It is law. It is life. It is in us. Science of Mind. It is good to know that All we need to do to find peace is to come home, that inner sanctuary that is always open to us. P-L-I-N-E, Pliny? Pliny. The elder coined the phrase, home is where the heart is. How true that is. When I think of home, I have a feeling of peace and quiet. There is a sense of letting my hair down. There is nothing to prove and no one to prove it to. Home is a place of security and peace. All I need is at home. All I need I can find within. Your heart is where spirit resides. More than that, the heart of God is where you come from. Now is the time to return home. We go to the heart so that we may be refreshed and revitalized. In this space, we find clarity and power to do what we are here to do. That is to serve and love life to the fullest. The practice of being still is a practice of returning home. That is what we did this morning when we meditated. When the outside world seems to bear down on you, take a breath. Go home to your heart. Be still and know that your life, God's life, is magnificent. Know that from this place, all things are added. As Dorothy realized, there is no place like home. You are always home. No matter where I go, I am home. I live, move, and have my being in God. I am at peace. All is well. Thank you. And so now, if you would join me in this very special moment, Mother's Day. How blessed we are to have found this place, home. This is home. This is where we come to be refreshed, to be renewed, to hear beautiful messages, to know that God lives within each of us. How gorgeous, how beautiful, how lucky we are. The music, all of it is perfect for this place, for our home. And so this day, we enjoy it to the fullest. We come lighthearted and full of joy to this place. And we add our own ingredient to the whole thing. And it is very special what we bring. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
And thank you, Liz. So we have practitioners here to pray with you after service. We also have a prayer box in the back that you can write out your prayer request, and all of our practitioners will get that prayer. But if you want a 1-minute powerful prayer, come up and see Nico or Jamie or Liz or myself. Anjali is here as a practitioner also, even though she's doing the talk today. So please get a prayer today. And now our special music, Waterfall, Shauna and Greg. Yay!
Hi, everybody. Oh, we're always happy to be here. And Ken, I wish I could run up those stairs like you do. I'm always inspired by that. You go galloping up those stairs. That's amazing. Happy Mother's Day. I'm a mother of 2, and I know what it's like. And my mother was a mother of 5, and I was the oldest of the 5. And this song is inspired by her, so I thought I would share it with you today. It's a story that she used to tell us, and it's called So Thankful. 1, 2, 3, 4. There was a hungry little boy down in the bayou, and every day he'd catch a fish or 2. He would bring 'em home to his mother. She'd cook 'em up for dinner and bow her head and say, "Thank you." There was a poor little girl down in the ghetto, and every day she'd walk a mile to school. In her tattered dress and shoes, she brought her homework back to mother, who would bow her head and say, "Thank you." Now he worked hard and grew into a millionaire, and she became his beautiful bride. Every night they sat down with their children, and they talked about their mothers with such pride. He told them stories of fishing for food on the bayou. She told him all about her ghetto school. And even though they were poor and their lives weren't easy, their mothers taught them to say, "Thank you." Now the moral of this song is to be thankful and count your blessings every day. And if you do, you'll grow up happy and contented. Well, that's what my own mother used to say. And oh, I'm so thankful. Oh, yes I am. And oh, I'm so thankful. Oh, dear mother, yes I am. Oh, dear mother, yes I am. And oh, dear mother, yes I am. So thankful. Thank you. Greg was singing on that song. Good job, honey. Thank you.
Thank you. Beautiful, as always. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is our time for our speaker, and our theme this month is Divine Doubt, and our topic today is trust. Every speaker that we have come here is my favorite speaker. They're all amazing. But today, Anjali Tierra is here, and she is one of my very favorite speakers. Help me welcome Anjali Tierra.
everybody. Good morning. Yes, I'm very happy to be here. Let me just set up my crickets. Make sure they're on crickets. Timer. You know, you set the timer and then it just does its own thing. So, crickets, yeah, there we go. Hi. I brought my iPad today. Trying to be a little bit, well, it is Mother's Day. I am going to talk about Mother's Day a little bit, but every day for me is Earth Day. That's not a cliche, so I'm enjoying using my technology in this way. So anyway, I am Anjali Tierra. I am a practitioner with Centers for Spiritual Living, if you don't know that. And want to welcome everybody out there on Facebook, wherever you are, and anybody that may be new here in person. I also have an in-person and online ministry in the Tehachapi Mountains called Closer to the Source. And as Ken mentioned, I will be back at the end of the month, May 31st. I'm doing a workshop called Plant Allies. It's my springtime offering, bringing plants into your spiritual practice. Do look for registration, because if you do decide to attend, I'm going to ask people to bring show and tell. So you can still come without a show and tell, but anyway, that's coming up. So when Ken asked me to speak and told me the topic was trust, I was like, oh, that's juicy. Like, that is a juicy topic for me. And the reason is I'm fascinated, like the way I approach my spiritual practices and like the topics that I really, really get into, I'm actually fascinated by the quote unquote darker aspects of our experience as humans. So doubt was fear, control, dark nights of the soul. But of course, after doing those deep dives into those, and I say quote unquote dark because they really, to me, are just different sides of the same coin of the human experience. I love then finding the anecdote to those uncomfortable but truly human experiences. But before I get into today's topic, it is Mother's Day, so I do want to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day for all who celebrate. And for those who do not celebrate for whatever reason, I also want to make sure that I honor you. And for me, to the great mother, Mother Earth, the mother of all creation and existence on planet Earth, I celebrate her. So whether you've raised little humans or animals or plants, or in some cases, sourdough starter, all of us have nurtured life in some way, shape, or form. And so I bow to the Divine Mother in all of us. I also love that the Global Themes Committee at Home Office takes the time to always let us know what is going on across the world. So a couple things that happened last week. In the Netherlands on May 4th, it was Remembrance of the Dead. And then I don't know how to pronounce this. On May 5th, a mystical Jewish minor holiday called Lag Baumer honors the death day of the rabbi who authored a book called the Zohar, which I didn't know this, is the primary text of the Kabbalah, which I thought was fascinating. And then on May 8th, 2 days ago, was World Red Cross and Red Crescent Day. And this day celebrates the principles of the international humanitarian movement and recognizes the millions of volunteers worldwide who provide aid, healthcare, and disaster relief. So we thank you for your service. In 2 days, on May 12th, it's International Nurses Day. So thank your nurse. Are you a nurse, Nico? Really? Oh, you are. Oh. We honor our nurses. And on May 14th, for Christians, I didn't know this one either, it is Ascension Day. Apparently, this is the day when Jesus floated into the clouds 40 days after Easter. On May 15th, it's Endangered Species Day. And I don't know if you guys have been following the lone wolf, the female wolf who's tracked, and she's come in and out of Kern County. She was in Tehachapi. She's back in Pine Mountain, actually, and now she's back in the Sierra. But I welcomed the wolves back to California. And then May 16th, a Hindu holiday called Savitri Amavasya, which will be celebrated on this upcoming new moon. So I really appreciate the way the global themes allows me to expand my consciousness, because I can get very stuck in my small, blindered American sort of like what's going on. And they allow me, if I really say that I want to create a world that works for all, this helps me to feel connected to all. There's so much that I'm not even aware of that's going on just the week before and the week after today. So it's important to me. Anyway, today's topic is trust, as mentioned, so let's get to it. So if you have the Science of Mind magazine, you know that the monthly theme is doubt, which I was like, oh, this is so good. I mean, it's, for me, it is, I love when my spiritual community talks to me in a way that's relatable. And I really struggled with like the positivity of like all is well all the time. That really felt ingenuine to me at many times of my life. And so I love that CSL allows us to talk about the things that really affect me and us on a human level, but then we don't leave it there. We don't stay in doubt. We then look at it, we examine it, and that's what we're going to do today. Because obviously there's a flip side to everything. So before I started, you guys know I love to do research, and I wanted to do a deep dive into like the established, dictionary meanings of these words. Because when I started thinking about doubt, I said, well, it's the flip side of that. Faith, trust, belief, knowing, and like, how do I discern the differences and the similarities between all of those? So the dictionary, internet, says that, right, doubt is a mental state of uncertainty, hesitation, or a lack of conviction. It involves distrust or questioning the truth of something, often delaying action. Now, listen to that word, delaying action, because we're going to come back to that. And then I asked, well, what is the opposite of doubt? And one of the answers was the opposite of doubt is faith. And I was like, okay, faith, according to the internet, is a firm belief in something for which there is no proof. And then I asked myself, well, how is faith related to trust? Because today's topic is trust. And what I've learned, I have to say, I learned a lot as a result of preparing for this talk. So this is what I came up with. Faith is an orientation. Similar to a compass doesn't tell you where you are, it tells you where you're headed. Faith is an inner conviction that something unseen is possible or real. But trust is what happens when we lean into that conviction and then behave accordingly. And so again, we're coming back to an idea of action or behavior. Therefore, I discovered for myself that trust is the action side of faith. I can have faith in God, in life. I can have faith in healing. I can have faith in humanity, sometimes hard right now for me. I can have faith in my future, and I can have faith in principles. I have a little thing on my screen, you guys. I'm sorry, a little OCD. Got to get rid of it. Okay. I can have faith in principles that I cannot verify, at least not yet, and maybe never. And most importantly for me, at least, faith can exist without movement. That means I can sit frozen for years and still say, I have faith that things will work out. Ernest Holmes says, when prayer moves distrust and doubt and enters the field of mental certainty, it becomes faith, and the universe is built on faith. Okay. So last month, I was called to sit in faith, but to walk in trust. It started on April 8th. April 8th was the last day that I felt normal. April 8th, I remember that day very clearly because the next day, inexplicably, all of the air was seemingly let out of my balloon. Suddenly, my vitality had evaporated. All of my structured and healthy routines became impossible to maintain. I felt like I was walking through sludge every morning. I struggled to get out of bed, and I overslept, sometimes more than 9 hours. And I don't know about you guys, but when I sleep more than I need, I am even more tired and sluggish. But I couldn't get out of bed. My head was filled with fog. Even small tasks like checking my email became a struggle of will. I was curious at first, like what had changed? Nothing in my external world. So that first week, I wasn't concerned. I just figured, okay, it's a minor blip. It's one of those things. But day after day, it went on. The second week, it was the new moon. My friend. The second week, it was the new moon, and I was sure that this malaise would lift. I always get, I feel like a little bit heightened on the new moon. Some people feel it on the full moon. I don't. I feel it on the new moon. So I was sure that something would shift, but it did not. And then I became even more confused. I started questioning what was. My temptation was to fix it, diagnose it, force myself out of it, push harder, judge myself, and label this inexplicable lack of energy as failure. And so every night when I went to bed, I expected the next morning to be different, but it wasn't. By the third week, I brought this to my guides, and the messages I got were to relax and to trust, to be patient. So I made that a decision that week. I had to do one action that I did not feel like doing. Just one. And if I did more, it was a bonus. I allowed myself to choose that one action because things were piling up. And so I didn't choose the hardest one. The hardest one for me, this is a thing, is opening my mail. It's a thing. It's been a thing for me for since I was 24. That's more than 20 years. So that one was too hard, but I did choose one thing every day. Some days it was the same thing, some days it was a different thing. I was still really frustrated, I was impatient, and I was still confused. But I also made the choice not to judge myself, not to judge the sludge, and not to dialogue with the brain fog. I showed up for myself for the important things. I had commitments. I have a weekly sacred community Zoom, and I showed up for that every week. I have a daily yoga and meditation practice, and I showed up for that. Maybe not perfectly, maybe not the way I usually do, but I showed up. And I journaled, again, not every single day, but journaling is a really, it's a perfect way for me to try to get to the underneath stuff that I sometimes can't process in my head. Finally, I had a breakthrough moment last Wednesday, just a few days ago, and I released a whole bunch of tears as I got in touch with some repressed grief around my dog Bean's continued struggles with his multiple chronic illnesses. I also had a practitioner session later on that day, on Wednesday, with my wonderful practitioner, Linda Watson, and that was really helpful for me to then be able to start to see that I was turning a corner and that repressed grief that I really wasn't in touch with really needed to be released and expressed. And then I had a really nice, beautiful, long talk with a close friend on Friday, and the fog began to lift and the sludge began to recede. I had sat in faith for almost a full month, having faith that this thing would eventually lift and that all of the things that I had planned for April would sort themselves out. But more importantly, I had affirmed over and over, I trust the pace of my life. I trust the pace of my life. And so I walked in trust. And the way that I walked in trust was by taking that one small action every day, just one, despite the fact that I didn't feel like it. And today, I can look back over that month and I can easily say that I am grateful. I am grateful for how I showed up. And so, let's look at trust as an action. I'm sure you guys have all heard the saying, walk your talk. It applies to many facets of life, but for us spiritual folks, it's a mandate, especially in times such as these. Therefore, Therefore, if I say that I have faith that the universe is for me, never against me, while it simultaneously feels like it is in actuality against me, then I must do something. I believe trust is an embodied action and that it rises up from my faith. Trust involves vulnerability, it involves surrender, it involves risk, it involves participation and action. You don't really know whether you can trust the bridge until you've walked across it. You don't really know whether or not you can trust life until life stops going according to your plans. That's why the in quotation, step out in faith is really a trust statement disguised as a faith statement. The stepping is trust. The faith is what made the stepping out conceivable. Faith and doubt are both mental, spiritual orientations related to the unknown, to the uncertain. But trust is relational and it is behavioral. The opposite of trust is not really doubt. It's more like fear, control, hypervigilance, and self-protection. Someone can say, I believe God is good, and still micromanage everything in their life from a place of fear. That is faith without trust. The distinction matters because many people think that they have trust when what they really have is an intellectual agreement. Many of us say we trust God until the diagnosis comes, until the relationship ends, or the money gets tight, or the fog doesn't lift. Trust costs something. Trust changes behavior, and trust risks disappointment. Whoop. Sorry, I just stopped. Hey. Okay, that's my, we're good. We're good. We're almost at the action part. Okay. Trust costs something. Faith may inspire the leap, but trust is the leap. This is an excerpt from an Irish poet that I've just recently become acquainted with named John O'Donoghue, who I'm in kind of a love with. He's dead, but this is a poem called For a New Beginning, and I think he states it really beautifully. This is just an excerpt from it. Though your destination is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning that is at one with your life's desire. Awaken your spirit to adventure. Hold nothing back. Learn to find ease in risk. And that is a mandate for me, to find ease in risk. So let's try to put this all in action this week. In the Science of Mind philosophy, we can look at it like a flow chart or a progression. So it starts with a belief. This might be true. This is actually how I started my CSL journey. I didn't say it was true. I said this might be true. And then that goes into faith. I hold this inner conviction that this is true. But then it goes to trust. I live as though this is true. And finally, we love our demonstrations. It goes to demonstration. I experience the fruits of living this belief. And it starts all over. Notice that belief begins the journey, but the lived experience completes it. So this week, the invitation is simple. Where in your life are you being called not just to believe, but to trust? What would one small action in alignment with that trust look like? Where in your life are you being invited to trust right now? And what are you gripping tightly? Could you be gripping a timeline for healing? Could you be gripping control over your children or loved ones? Could you be gripping productivity because rest feels irresponsible? Or are you gripping certainty before making the decision? Are you gripping an old identity long after you've outgrown it, or fear around money? Or gripping the need to have all the answers before taking the first step? For me, gripping often looks like overthinking, researching, analyzing, and trying to mentally solve life before I live it. Trust could look like making the phone call you've been avoiding, asking for help, submitting the application, resting without earning it first. Trust could look like setting a boundary, telling the truth kindly, signing up for the class you've been putting off, or taking one tiny step toward a dream that feels bigger than you. Trust looks like letting yourself begin before you feel ready, and saying yes to an opportunity, and releasing the need to force clarity. My small action of trust during that difficult month was often incredibly small and humble. So maybe trust is not certainty, maybe trust is willingness. Willingness to take one step, willingness to loosen your grip, willingness to take a risk. Faith may inspire the leap, but trust is the leap. And I'll end with a little quote from Ray Bradbury, who wrote, "Jump and you will find out how to unfold your wings as you fall." We'll take that into prayer. Ray Bradbury, huh? Love it. As I allow myself to sink into the knowing, the belief and the faith that there is something beyond me, beyond this physical incarnation, beyond this time and space dimension, beyond the five senses, that there is a capital L life that has been known by humans by an infinite number of names, as God, as source, as Allah, as creator. Knowing that that infinite source is the power and presence of love, of life, of all creation and all existence. That is the belief that I carry within me. And I unify myself with it. I unify myself knowing that I am an incarnation of it, that I cannot be separated from it, and I know, trust, believe, and have faith that that is true of all beings, that that is true of all creation and existence. And so I speak my word from that place of unity, from that place of wholeness, from that place of belief and faith and trust. Speak my word for all beings in this moment, for all, knowing that there is no way that I can separate myself. And so I allow all of the love, all of the life to be with me and to walk with me. And so for all beings, we open our hearts knowing that we cannot be separated from each other or from that one. And so from that place, of faith. We step out. We step out in trust. We ask the hard questions. We allow ourselves to dream bigger, and we take the one small action that allows us to be the light that we truly are, the light that we believe we are, that we have faith that we are, and we put it into embodied action so that we can create a world that works for all. And I am so deeply grateful for this knowing, for this truth, and for all of the action as I release my word into the power of the law, that aspect of God that says yes and allows it to be the lived experience of all. I release it, I let it go, and so it is. Thank you.
Just keep it going, okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, special music, waterfall again. What are you doing up there?
Taking a picture.
Oh, did you tell everybody to smile like they're having a good time here?
Everybody's already smiling.
Okay. Help me welcome Waterfall.
It takes a minute to get settled in the chair. Thank you, Anjali. That was amazing. Oh, so moving. I have to step into the trust every time I get in front of a microphone. Every time I pick up this guitar to wonder if it's what's going to happen next. The first time the first walk on the moon happened, and I look back at that video of this beautiful marble living organism floating in the universe. It was so moving to me that I was walking upon that every day. And that night that I went to sleep, this song came to me. It's called Mother Earth. I heard a voice calling me, calling softly in a dream. In the night I could hear a gentle voice, crystal clear. She was saying, in this dream while you sleep, float away and be with me. On a cloud I drifted high as the moon in the sky. Suddenly I could see the earth turning round. Oh, suddenly I could hear her calling, I'm your Mother Earth. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your patience.
That's fine. The words were beautiful. Your voice was beautiful. The meaning was beautiful. Thank you so much. So much. So this is our opportunity to give back to the center. And I keep forgetting to mention that people online, when you're watching, you can help support the continuation of this service, this center, by giving that way also. I autotype, so I like to hold my hand to my heart just to know that my blessing always goes forward, and I know that you feel the same. So thank you, and welcome to the center today. Cindy Mesa is here visiting, and Dar West for collecting our offering today. And Dan, we have our offering on the screen. So together we say, today I give in love and joy from the overflow of abundance in my life. My gift goes forward to bless and uplift lives are keep reading. Lives are transformed. I am grateful, and so it is. Thank you, Dar. And Cindy's already gone. And Dan Sharman is going to be leading our next congregational song.
Yep, we're going to be doing He's Got the Whole World, and I invite everyone to stand up and sing this along with me. He's got the whole world in his hands. 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 He's got the wind and rain in his hands. He's got the wind and rain in his hands. He's got the wind and rain in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the little tiny baby in his hands. He's got the little tiny baby in his hands. He's got the little tiny baby in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got a you and me brother in his hands. He's got a you and me brother in his hands. He's got a you and me brother in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got a you and me sister in his hands. He's got a you and me sister in his hands. He's got a you and me sister in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got everybody here in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. So while you're standing, let's form that circle and hold our hands up. And just a reminder, fellowship and food after service, and we're coming back for the community connection, right, Ken? At around 11:15. So here we are again, sending love to each and every person in this room and online. So repeat after me. I know who you truly are. You are a unique way that Spirit is expressing. I love you. I appreciate you. I thank God for you. Welcome home. Yay, and now let's join hands and sing the peace song, and be sure and get a prayer after the peace song.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace I was meant to be. With God as our power, family all are we. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins